Welcome to the No Script Show, where the No Script Man Patriot beef has finally been squashed, and we welcome our esteemed co-host Dumo. How's it going, bro?
I'm good. It's been a while, Wotan. I mean, ever since you left the country, things have not been the same. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I just finished recording. Yeah.
I told you, Oaks, this is like my side quest. You know, like in a series where one of the main characters goes off and has like a spin-off like side quest. This whole Florida arc is my side quest.
It's a long side quest. It's a long one. It should be. It's like it's gonna be bigger than the main show from what I can see.
Yeah, it's like the whole chronicles. I mean, well, now with like the 2022 elections coming up, midterm elections, and yeah, it's and I live in Ronnie D's house in the state capital of Florida, Ronnie DeSantis's house. So yeah.
I just hope your side quest goes better than the Cleveland show.
Oh, that hurt. that was unnecessary. That hurt. That was unnecessary. I loved the clean. No, I didn't. It was trash, bro.
It sucked.
Absolute trash. Absolute trash, bro. Anyway, so yeah, Duo, welcome back. We've been looking forward to this for a while. What's up, my man?
Nothing much, eh? I mean, Zuzo and I just finished recording another podcast now, and it was great. I just learned like the capabilities of my PC now. I just realized that for like 4 years, all right, not even 4 years, sorry, I got this PC like 2014, no, not 14, 17, I got it in 2017, right? And it's got another graphics card there, and it seems like the graphics card that it's got two graphics cards, and the second graphics card is really good.
What?
Now, every time, like, it's really, really good. But guess what? It's been gathering dust in my laptop for 6 years because this whole time, I'm not joking, this whole time, the PC was defaulting to the internal graphics card that's on the motherboard, that comes with the motherboard. And I only realized now, I realized. I was like, oh my goodness.
How?
Because that's how I realized, right? When I'm rendering my podcast shows, right? Especially the video one, because I need to add an intro and some other stuff and balance the audio and stuff.
Yeah, it's okay. We know you guys have better AV talent on your show than us. You don't need to flex it, bro. There's no need to flex, right?
Okay.
No, I'm playing, bro. Continue.
And then, okay, so what happened was, every time I rendered from this program called DaVinci Resolve, what would happen is that it would crash every time I rendered it, like export the file as an MP4. It would keep crashing, and I thought it was because I didn't have a battery. I thought my CPU was crap. Then I watched this video now of this guy saying that, no, just disable your internal graphics card, and then all the resources from your other graphics card will then be used. And I was like, okay, so I disabled it, exported, rendered, and it's working smooth. No crash, nothing. It's working lovely. And I was like, oh my goodness, I actually have a powerful graphics card, and I wasn't even using it. I was relying on the normal CPU. And
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for you. I'm just surprised that a PC would default to, like, I can't imagine. Normally, most times, if something is set up, you will generally.
But my PC did exactly the same thing.
I can't imagine why an operating system would detect a non-default graphic, like a third-party graphics card, and not use it. That's weird to me. I've never encountered that happening, but okay, I guess it can happen.
I can explain why. Just the FYI, I think it could be the program that you are using. So I never had this problem when I used Adobe Premiere Pro, something like that, right? Adobe, I think in their language or in their programming code, it'll probably look for a third-party graphics card, and then use it accordingly. But I think with the program that I'm using, it doesn't have that capability to detect that. It'll default only to one. You know what I mean? So therefore I had to disable one in order for it to use the other. Kind of, it's ridiculous logic. It's stupid logic, but I think that's the reason why. But
I mean,
yeah, that's just my
I can imagine it. There are some programs, some applications whereby, like, it will default to, for example, my something that it'll try to default to the onboard little microphone in my laptop as opposed to the microphone that I've actually plugged in. So I can imagine that it would do that. It's just strange that it would do that. But hey, man, whatever. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling, as we discussed before we started this recording, I'm feeling a little rough, ladies and gentlemen. When drinking with the Tri-Sig brothers, Sigma House. I remember last night, but my bank account remembers it even more. So whatever's left of it. So I'm not on my top form today, but yeah, I'll deal with it.
But I'm impressed, guys. We actually started the show with a tech topic.
Yeah.
For like the first time in yonks.
That's that's all I ever wanted, was to discuss tech and people. You mentioned that. It's the funniest thing, because I've tested this. You mentioned this. I will tweet something. I mean, obviously now, like, because I'm in a different time zone, obviously, like, my tweeting demographic or whatever has changed. But I'll tweet something like actually technical, and I will get zero, and I do mean zero interaction on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then I'll tweet like some random shit post, and everybody like, ha 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 ha, or something political, or some random shit post, and everybody will jump in on that. Like, I have tried my absolute level best to try tweet stuff that's technical, and people just don't care. They don't care.
I really think it's the algorithm of the platforms that boost certain types of posts and like just neglect others. I really do think it, because I've checked the same thing. Certain types of posts will get a lot more engagement than other types of posts. It's not that the people are not seeing it. The people are physically, it's not popping up on their feeds. The algorithm just checks keywords and then chucks it one side, just ignores it.
I agree.
Dumo, yours is I think in your case it's especially because you're always like having debates with people or whatever of some sort, like about political shit or like vaccine shit. So that's probably.
That was a very, very polite way of saying picking fights, Odin.
I don't think Dumo actually genuinely picks fights. Like,
I think he just likes chaos.
Like I like, if people had to like rank everyone, like near the top of not picking fights would probably be Dumo and Conscious Caracal, and near the bottom would be me.
but they do actually get a lot of fights, especially on Twitter. They get people riled up.
Yeah. I won't lie, I do, but it's not what I look for. It's not what I'm looking for, man. It's people just pop up. Like it even got to the point where I had to disable notifications, right? From people that I don't follow. That's how bad it got on some occasions, because it'll just blow up. My notifications would blow up, just people just attacking me and stuff. So I just had to disable it. Now it's peaceful, more peaceful now. I see 1 or 2 notifications. It's great. It's peaceful. It's like, this is the life. This is what Twitter's meant to be. So if you say something, Ted, I will know. Also you, Martin, same thing. I will know.
I'm actually looking at Dumo's Twitter feed right now, and it actually does look kind of more peaceful than before. It really does.
I literally have to go looking for an argument on Twitter if I want one. Like, pop into other people's comments and like actively look for an argument if I want one, because mine's dead. But like I said, certain posts gets a lot more, pops up on people's feeds a lot more than other types of posts. Like, for instance, if you share like an external link from business, what's that one, business website or Politico or one of those things, those usually get a lot more engagement than just randomly tweeting something. Unless you've got like a massive following.
Yeah, I think beyond like 20K followers, pretty much anything you tweet will get immense engagement. You could tweet about having toast and you'll get immense engagement.
It's like, I swear Elon Musk can tweet about his BM in the morning and it'll get a massive engagement.
Yeah, but that's because there's Elon Musk fanboys everywhere. Like, it's those fucking... I hate that guy so much.
Just when Odin was feeling bad enough this AM.
Hate him. For those of you who forgot that he's my long-standing rival, I hate with a burning passion. The dude, like, honestly, like, it's gotten to the point where the dude will tweet bacon is good, and people will be like, visionary Elon Musk lays out new diet program on Twitter. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? He just said bacon's good. The fuck? Oh, and don't get me started on his stupid, like, what was it? His plan to, like, tunnel to, like, solve LA traffic by tunneling. Oh, well done. You just made traffic highways underground. So innovative. It's not like literally everyone hasn't thought of that before. Fuckface.
Well, in his defense, that was quite a few years ago, and it wasn't just basically a tunnel. It was a bit more complicated than just making a tunnel.
Yeah, good luck with clearing traffic accidents underground. Yeah, two cars smash into each other.
Where the self-driving vehicles comes in.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I'm a computer
but I kind of
scientist,
feel that
and
I
don't
feel
trust
like
self-driving cars.
But I kind of feel like trains already solved that problem in a big way.
Yes, they did. Don't get me started on Hyperloop. Oh, we're just going to put a train in a vacuum tube. Okay, well, how are you going to account for the massive expansion and contraction of the Hyperloop tubing in this California sun, genius? There is a reason this thing isn't fucking pervasive. It's because it's just not feasible. You know what? I'm getting way too... I think
or maybe, but I think you're missing a certain angle, Odin. That's why there's a reason why he wants to do it in California. No one's going to miss it if something goes wrong.
That's true. Honestly, I don't care.
Okay.
It's California. I don't care. I live in Florida. I don't care what happens in California. As long as they stay the hell out of Florida, I don't care.
But aren't they moving there like in their masses?
In droves. New York, California are moving to states like Texas, Tennessee, and Florida in droves. It's ridiculous. Like the brand now, there is now a brand that is basically "Don't New York my Florida," because there's just so many people moving here.
I saw the funniest tweet the other day. A Californian moved from LA to Arizona, and they were complaining about the heat. Like, dude, what did you expect?
Yeah, it's part of the Sun Belt for a reason. It's the Sun Belt, bro. Like, what did you expect? Like, it's like, I don't know. Also, I mean, California isn't exactly the coldest state in the union. Like, I don't know why you're complaining. You lived in California.
It doesn't really compare to Arizona, dude. That place is a literal fucking desert. That's true. I think its average temperatures are higher than Las Vegas, than Nevada's, which is something.
Really? Higher than Nevada?
Yeah. Your average yearly temperature is higher than Nevada's.
Huh. That actually surprises me. That
place is a barren wasteland, dude. I think apart from Razor Fist, there's nothing of real importance in that whole state.
Whoa. It's not just at Razor Fist. It's also the girls at Arizona State University who are just straight fire, bro. Like, unbelievably hot girls. Like,
well, the devil does use temptation very well.
ASU girls, like which is funny because I'm in a part of the country with really hot girls, but still. Anyway, yeah. But anyway, Dumo.
What's up? I'm listening.
So yeah, I've been meaning to catch up with you on everything back home, like you two, like what's going on with Man Patria. I haven't actually caught up on your show for a while. Like what's the deal? What's your new projects and all that?
Right. Okay. So quite a lot of things happened, eh? You guys are talking about algorithms and everything. So yeah, I am done with YouTube, guys. I'm done with YouTube. I just don't like it anymore.
Did they demonetize you?
I mean, I don't even get monetized, right? But
OnlyFans is good for that.
Good idea. I never opened an OnlyFans. You might make money there. Let's see. Yeah? I mean, but it wasn't made for what we see it being made, what we see it being used for now.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a market there. Who knows? Maybe there are some libertarians who would like to give us some money.
Right.
I'm gonna go check it out. I'm actually gonna check it out afterwards and see.
There's actually a libertarian. There's a libertarian candidate in Miami who's using OnlyFans to make money. And it's not porn.
I mean, why not?
And it's not porn. I'm not even kidding.
I've seen a couple of things.
But that's what I'm saying. Isn't there non-porn like stuff?
Yeah, there's lots. I mean, there's like people that do like cooking classes. So you can like just full on cooking classes. You pay the subscription and like every week or so they like have a cooking class where they teach you how to cook whatever is the theme for the month. Because it started out as just the basic making some money off of whatever skill you have to share with people, and it got hijacked by degenerates very successfully as well.
Don't you dare say bad things about my e-girl waifu. She definitely loves me. It's not just for my subscription.
Yeah, man. So maybe I'll check it out. Maybe there is a market there, but I doubt it. But I mean, I know in South Africa, I know people that use OnlyFans in South Africa, especially the creators. It's mainly women, and yeah, they're showing their good stuff, or if you want to put it that way.
Are they like generic? Here's the thing I've noticed about a lot of the OnlyFans like content creators of that kind of content, like I every now and then, because like I follow a lot of gaming and anime content, right? Twitter will say like Twitter's doing this thing where it's like recommended tweets X, Y, and Z, right? So if you follow enough gaming and anime stuff as I do, this stuff pops up eventually on your timeline, and it'll always be like this generic, I want to say like early 20s white girl who's like wearing like cat ears and she's sitting in front of her gaming. Obviously she can't tweet like the full stuff, but she'll be wearing cat ears or whatever in her bra and her underwear and sitting in front of her PC. And I don't want to say she's unattractive. She's not unattractive, but like she's not. A lot of them like that are on these that get all these attention on OnlyFans aren't actually that hot. It's like they're actually pretty mid. And I think the reason they get the hype around them is because they're mid, but they're engaging in like the dress up anime fantasy type thing. And I think that puts them over the edge. But if you actually look at them in terms of just pure physical attractiveness, if you factor out that they're quote unquote into your nerd stuff, which I don't think a lot of them actually are, they're actually pretty mid.
Yeah, like South Africa's most hated export, Bella Delphine.
Yeah, Bella Delphine isn't that like if you genuinely look at her, she's actually pretty mid. I mean, I'd still hit it, but she's pretty mid.
Well, it has a pulse, doesn't it? Oh, in any case, Dumo, you were telling us about you're done with YouTube.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh, yeah. I actually forgot. I actually mentioned that. Yeah. So done with YouTube. We'll try OnlyFans. And yeah. So why is it? I felt YouTube was just like I just felt that like, we made so many podcasts over the years. Like yesterday, today rather, we just finished like our 135th episode. And we have about like 1,400 subscribers. Now, the problem was that what I noticed is that like a lot of people would look at our content and judge it based on how many subscribers we had or how many people viewed the video. You know what I mean? So I call these validation markers. And what would happen is that these validation markers I think they would kind of like harm the perception of Manpatria. And I was getting sick and tired of that because like you would upload and you would put good effort into it, like production quality, everything. And you'll even optimize your search engine optimization only for it to get like, let's say 100 views. And then on top of that, we're always getting compared to like the big players, like, like Roman and Big Daddy Liberty. And, those guys have got at least 30,000 subscribers. And
is
what
Roman
happens
like
is
a travel blog now? Because those are the only tweets of his I see anymore. He's like a travel blog.
Yeah, he's on holiday in Europe, so
yeah,
when in Rome,
having a good time.
Wearing corduroy pays off.
I will rip Roman about a lot of things, but I'm on his side when it comes to corduroy, bro.
Oh no, come on, dude!
I'm 100% on his side when it comes to corduroy.
Childhood horror memories.
I love it. But anyway, sorry, Dumo.
But
okay,
didn't you have the same issue?
This is interesting. Continue. Yeah.
Didn't you have the same issue with the No Script Show a couple of years ago, where like the YouTube subscriber and views were like insanely low, but if you go and check on the other platforms like the pure sound platforms, the podcast platforms, the downloads was way higher.
Yes, the discrepancy was immense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but I get the feeling that YouTube has kind of sort of devolved into like for kids, because if you go and look at the type of videos that gets the immense amount of views, it's all like these videos for like small kids, like kids videos. Gets massive amounts of views.
Like TikTok stars doing pranks. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank.
No,
yeah,
smaller kids, dude, like sub 10-year-olds, where all the videos is like they have like Barbie dolls and stuff, and they like do like a little play performance things with the dolls and voice over it, and those videos get millions of views, literal millions and millions of views within a week or two.
My theory is that it's because Susan Wojcicki was how do you even pronounce her name? How do you pronounce her name? Susan what's a wiki or whatever. She's
wiki.
She's like a mid, however her age is, wine mom deep down, and so she's changing YouTube into something that other wine moms can enjoy, so that they can put something on for their kids to distract them while they sip wine with their friends and talk about the pool boy or whatever the hell wine moms talk about. That's my theory of what's happening.
Cheap babysitters.
Yo,
dude,
that could be the case. Like I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like, damn, that's possible.
I actually think wine moms is as big a problem in society as absentee fathers.
Wow.
Legit. No, legit, dude. It is, especially if you go into your suburb areas, it is ridiculous. The kids just get slapped in front of some digital device and left to go about whatever they want to do, and the moms just go to the gym or hang out with their friends or do their little TikTok videos. It's becoming quite a concerning problem, in my opinion.
Excuse me, sir. I will not have you down talk wine moms. Wine moms are the heroes who produce the girls with mental issues who go on to date me. So I will have you say no more bad things about wine moms, good sir.
Dude, by the time those kids come into circulation, you're way too old.
Tell that to Elon Musk's dad, bro. My nigga looking like the fucking crypt keeper. Didn't he have like a baby with his stepdaughter or something?
Yeah,
I
heard
something like
that is
dude.
just horrible.
That is
Oh.
so gross, bruh. Like, what
Yes,
the
man.
hell? What the hell, bro?
Oh. Oh well, problems of the rich.
Yeah,
Eh?
yeah, man. Rich man problems, I guess.
Imagine if any of us did something even remotely similar. Like, you just,
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
yo, I think we'd get disowned. I think that's the first thing that happen.
yeah,
Like, I don't know, whoever people that associated with us are like, I never knew that man. But no, you're on a podcast with them. Like, nah.
nah.
Deep fake. It's a deep fake.
Deep fake, bro. Deep fake. I just, oh, jeez, dude. Yeah, that would be so gross. I can't imagine. Also, it's your stepdaughter. Never mind. I mean, even if we put aside how grossly age inappropriate it is, it's your stepdaughter.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
It's one of those things that's acceptable if you're rich, but frowned upon when you're poor. Because I mean, it's like a running stereotype for like Alabama and those places where you got this yokel rednecks stashed away in the mountains. But if you're rich, it's acceptable. You get put on the cover of magazines.
that's true. That's true.
Even
It's
old
like,
Donnie. I mean, because there's a massive age difference between Donnie and was it Ivanka, his
Yeah.
current wife. It's not exactly a 5
Melania?
or 6. I don't know.
yeah, it's Melania. How old
Melania.
is,
Yes, yeah.
how
Sorry.
old is Melania? Hold on.
Oh.
Let me pull that up.
Yeah, she's in her, like, probably, I think, I'm going to guess while you check. I think
Like
late 40s, early
50s.
50s.
Yeah.
Let's see. Melania Trump. Blah, 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 blah. 52.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And he's what,
2000
70 something?
Yeah, can we please have a president of the United States that was born after World War II? Please. Please.
You
Please.
mean just one that wasn't around for the D-Day speech?
Yeah. One that was born after, like, Hitler died. Like, this is just, please. Please.
Oh, well, your current president is probably old enough that he would have met the Chancellor of Belgium back in the day.
Bruh. That man is 100% dead. I guarantee you. Like, it's just like, it's like Weekend at Bernie's, except he's president.
Did you guys see the last couple of videos that they released of him with like his press conferences, whatnot, where his face looks different, he's got different eye color, the speech is all creepy, robotic like. Have you checked that?
I haven't seen
It's got
that.
it's got deep fake written all over it because all of a sudden his skin isn't so saggy anymore, it's different eye color, weird shit like that.
Huh.
Oh, flip.
I'll
that
have to
could
look
mean one thing, right?
that it's
I mean, if
Weekend at
that's-
Bernie's, or that somebody knows necromancy, either or both.
Yeah, I just think his dementia's gone so far that half of the time you can't put him in public to speak. It will just be a disaster that you can't edit out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the same feeling as well. That guy. Get exactly the same feeling. Yo.
Yeah.
I
Speaking
know,
of-
he's just.
Hmm?
No, continue, guys. Continue.
Speaking of deep fakes, I actually there is actually a tech topic there. So, as old conscious character was deeply concerned about deep fakes, and a lot of people are. There is I'm actually working on a lot of projects in terms of synthetic data, and within, I would say, the last 3 years or so, we've actually started to pick up on projects in terms of machine learning that you can actually teach a machine learning algorithm to detect deep fakes. Now, it's very much in its nascent stages, but I will tell you now that you can detect deep fakes using artificial intelligence. It seems, at least it seems that way.
Well, I would think it
Understood.
would be possible because you one of the things that I would think that you would look for is the lack of errors and the lack of outliers and stuff. So if the data or whatever you're analyzing is too perfect, then it kind of raises a red flag there.
Yeah, well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. So a lot of these algorithms look for things like the person's cadence when they speak, rate of blinking, but also things that are not so easy for the human eye to detect. So a lot of graphics cards these days are the big, I guess, gimmick when it comes to graphics cards is ray tracing, which is just making things look more realistic based. I mean, I beg all tech people to excuse me when I say this, because I know I'm making a lot of generalizations, but I'm just doing it to make it more digestible for people who don't understand computer science and physics. But basically, ray tracing is more focus on how light propagates when it hits objects or in a room. And by focusing on that alone, and not just focusing on more realistic textures, but focusing on a bit more on how light moves, that can grant a lot more legitimacy to the graphics on how they look. And so that's why suddenly graphics cards now have suddenly started looking a lot even better. Like they sort of plateaued out in their ability to render, but right now they suddenly started having those gains and leaps, and that's because we've started focusing on concepts like ray tracing, because we understand that it's not just how many pixels on Lara Croft's boobs. It's how does the light reflect when it hits her boobs, because that actually, to the human eye and our brains, actually tells us how real looking it is. And so, yeah, ray tracing is, if somebody asks you, it's basically down to how does light move. And so in a deep fake, the ray tracing would be completely off, because, it had to generate the light moving in a certain way as opposed to actual physical light moving in a certain way. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's much harder to simulate reality than you would think it is.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yes, it is, and it's also my least favorite. I know some people who listen to the show love the simulation hypothesis for the Fermi paradox question. They're like, oh, we're definitely in a simulation, and I think it's also because that dumbass Elon Musk once fucking proposed it. The reason I don't like it as a solution is A, I just find it boring, and B, it's a non-solution, because all that does is, if we are indeed in a simulation, all that does is that it abstracts all our questions up one level. Because if we're not real, then somebody up there must be real to have made this simulation, and therefore all our questions about that are in our simulation therefore get abstracted up to their level, and so they're not answered, they're just kicked down the road. It's just kicking the can down the road. It's not an actual answer.
Yeah. Well, we might not be in a simulation, but we do technically live in a projection.
A projection in terms of?
Yes, because think about it. Nothing you see, you actually see. Everything is projected and then interpreted by your brain. Everything you see, hear, touch, smell, you don't actually see it or touch it or smell it. It's your brain's interpretation of a projection.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That sounds like that thought experiment, the brain in a vat thing, right?
Yeah. Well, it is.
It's that famous thought experiment where they say that, look, I mean, if we had to take our brains, imagine an alien race came, took your brain, put it in some machine, and then stimulated all your electrodes to make it sound like or feel like that you actually are living an experience. How do we know that's the case? It's metaphysics. Oh, it's a tough one.
It's also the basis for the time. Well, I can't remember the hypothesis of it, but it's basically you don't actually live in the present because it takes time for your brain to interpret things.
Yeah, everything's in the past.
So you're actually time shifted a small amount, but it's an amount so small that functionally you live in the present, but in reality the light has to hit something and come back to your eye and your brain interpret it. Something has to be broken down into solution for your taste buds to taste it and all that kind of stuff. So you don't 100% perfectly live in the present.
We all don't even live in the same time or at the same speed.
Yeah.
Because your elevation, how close you are, how close or far away you are from the center of the Earth, which basically generating our gravity, the time moves differently at different distances from the center of the Earth. So if you use atomic clocks, you put one at sea level and you put the other one on top of a mountain. I can't remember which one, but one moves. Yeah, that's right. The one close to the core moves slower than the one further away from the core.
Yeah, because
By
you're
like
closer to
microfractions.
Center of gravity. See, this is the most tech heavy episode we've ever done. It's probably because I'm just too bloody hungover to like handle anything.
Hey, but on another topic, Aidan, what the hell is going on in your state?
What do you mean? What's going on in our state? It's the
judges,
greatest state in the union.
Yeah, with judges ordering bullshit search warrants.
Oh, yeah. Damn! Oh, we're gonna talk about that. Well, what did you? I don't know. Actually, let's hear your guys' take on this. Outside looking in, I that's probably pretty interesting.
I want to hear what Martin thinks about it.
It's a fishing expedition. It is just to try and make him look bad. That I can't see that there would actually be anything there. I mean, it's not like they're searching through a Biden residence or anything, so probably not gonna find anything. I mean, the guy's a teetotaler, for fuck's sakes. What are you going to find in his place? I mean, these are, then they use the nuclear secrets thing, but oh no, nuclear documentation and whatnot. Guys, he's not going to keep it at his home, for one, and two, the documents you said he took has already been declassified. So what's the hubbub about? It's just it's diversion. That's all it is. There's nothing fucking to it. I can't think that there's any actual legitimate reason to search the guy's home. And I don't even think that's his permanent residence. I think that's like a holiday home or something. It's just, it's pointless theater.
Sorry, I know this may sound like I'm being like a bit, what's the right word? Behind.
Yeah.
But I just need a bit of guidance here. So Trump's residence got raided. Am I correct in saying?
Yeah, the FBI raided is Florida. How do you pronounce that name?
Mar-a-Lago.
Mar-a-Lago.
It's in South Florida.
House.
Other end of the state to me.
Yeah, they got a warrant. They got a judge to give a warrant, a search warrant, and they raided his house because apparently he took nuclear documents with nuclear secrets on it out of the Library of Congress or whatever they call it, and he took it home and he wasn't supposed to. But this supposedly happened in like 2018, 2019, and they're only now realizing the stuff isn't there, or some bullshit story like that.
Oh, it sounds a bit fishy in the sense that they're fishing for something, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's been out of office for 2 years already. The documents has apparently been removed from where they're supposed to be 4 years ago already. I mean, we know the FBI is slow, but they're not that fucking slow.
Okay.
Call me slow.
Okay, so there's a lot to take apart here from inside looking out. Okay, so first of all, the President of the United States has the authority to declassify literally anything he wishes to declassify. That is a power solely vested in the President of the United States. And there is no actual formal agenda for declassification, meaning that you can literally walk into a room as a president and say, I declare this is declassified, and it's declassified. There's no form or any process. Just by dint of saying, I declare this declassified, it is then declassified. That's the first part. And yes, Martin's right in that a lot of people feel this is pretty much a fishing expedition. That's how it looks. So what happened was they claimed they're sensitive materials, but Trump's team is counter saying that he had a standing order that anything that he takes home with him is immediately declassified. Any work he takes home with him is immediately declassified. There is the argument that to say that he's just saying that now or whatever, so that he doesn't get in trouble. But good luck proving that in court, that he's only retroactively saying that now. Like, good luck proving that in court. Now, in terms of the actual political fallout, you better have a absolute damn good reason for doing this. You better have absolute damning proof that he was willing to sell the United States to fucking China or something like that if you do that, because the political fallout of raiding a former president's home like this is going to be absolutely fucking enormous. And there are people on the left who are saying, "Oh well, you guys were all hyped about Hillary Clinton and all that, getting and her emails, like you guys were like she should be put down to justice, whatever." Well, there's two problems there. First of all, the Secretary of State doesn't have the authority to declassify things, unlike the president. First of all. Second of all, I think there is a marked difference between Donnie taking home some whatever documents, which, as we now know, weren't nuclear codes. By the way, nuclear codes gets changed all the fucking time.
Constantly.
So even if he had taken them home, they likely would have been changed before he even took them home. But there's a marked difference between that and Hillary Clinton keeping God knows how many classified pieces of information on an unsecured email server, which James Comey himself admitted was highly likely to have been compromised. It's almost certain that server was compromised by outside actors, as opposed to Donnie taking some photos and paper documents and putting them in a musty box in his back room closet. Like, there's a marked difference.
That Anne Hillary actually deleted the emails after she was ordered to present it to, I think it was Congress or something. So after they told her, listen here, we want to see those emails, she went and deleted it to obscure the evidence.
Yeah.
That's a big difference between the two scenarios.
Jeez. Okay. Whoa. But now, why? Okay, guys. Okay. Maybe it's a good thing that I don't know about this because now we're getting deep into this, right? No, not that I don't know, but like as in haven't been following it, right? I just want to know, like, okay, so why now? And
that's the question on everyone else's lips.
Well,
why now?
Have you seen all the states that have run local elections? Have you seen the results that happened there?
Oh, Republicans are winning.
Yeah, the Democrats are getting an absolute hiding.
I see.
No, the Democrats, it's theater. Like I said, I think half of it is theater. It's just to draw attention away. It's like whenever in South Africa, for instance, whenever the EFF starts yelling and screaming about some racism somewhere, you know the ANC fucked up big time and got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. You just know it. If you see Julius Malema yapping about racism somewhere, you can just go and look. Some minister somewhere has been caught blatantly stealing something or screwing something up. It's just, it's theater, it's diversion.
I see. Okay, so it's just a distraction. Okay, that makes sense. It makes sense. Because if people notice that the Democrats are getting hit for 6 everywhere, then the logic would be that, okay, we bring out this story so that people can take the attention off what's actually going on. Okay, makes sense. I mean, it sounds plausible. All right.
They did the same when Trump was still in office. Every time the Democrats fail somewhere, then all of a sudden there's a story about Trump in the news that gets belted out everywhere.
Yeah. So this is, I can't imagine how they thought this would come out as a win for them. I can't imagine.
Yeah. But it's
on the upside, conservative. On the upside, as the token libertarian, I love that conservatives are now understanding that militarizing the DOJ and militarizing the 3-letter agencies is a bad thing, guys. I love that now that your boy got raided. Like now you care that maybe we should downsize the power of the 3-letter agencies. Like maybe we should cut them down. Yeah, we've been telling you this for years.
And did you see the second worst Cheney got the boot?
The second worst Cheney got the boot.
Well, at least she didn't shoot someone in the face, Odin.
So yes, Liz Cheney, the representative of Wyoming, was walloped. Like she lost by 37 points. That is unheard of. That is absolutely.
Big.
That is a horrific. That would be like if your political party won the national elections with like 80% of the vote or something like that.
Right.
That is like some people were predicting like, yeah, maybe it'll be so bad that she gets defeated by 30 points, and people are like, okay, that's an exaggeration. Reality was she got defeated by 37 points. It is.
Oh my goodness.
That
It's
is
bigger than the projection.
That was bigger than pretty much every possible projection I could find. This is okay. So so two things can be true at the same time. One, Liz Cheney lost her job because she was, let's be honest, insufficiently loyal to the Trump faction of the Republican Party, and Donnie's still on his charge to exercise the party of all the people who weren't sufficiently loyal, and he's in by and large, the pro Trump faction of the party, it's either step in and fit in or fuck off. That's how it's going in the Republican Party, and it is to a certain extent, let's be honest, becoming a cult of personality centered on your loyalty to Donald Trump, because if you're a Republican, it is, because if you are a Republican who is not out and about and loud for Trump, then you chances are you're at best just sort of piddling along the line and sort of surviving in your seat, or at worst you're getting straight up kicked out of your job. That is a bad thing. I will unequivocally say that is a bad thing. It should not be a cult of personality around one person, especially someone who's, let's face it, one of the biggest narcissists to ever live.
Slightly flawed.
Slightly flawed dad. He's one of the biggest. That's the thing, by the way. I when it comes to the whole election, I think that Donnie genuinely believes he's never lost a thing in his life, and he's so egotistical that he's convinced himself that there's just no way anything could have gone wrong without foul play. That's I don't think when Donald Trump lies he actually thinks he's lying. I think he believes his own shit. He's that fucking egotistical. But anyway, I digress. So yes, two things. So yes, that is partially why Liz Cheney lost her job, but the other part is that she was a representative of the sole district of Wyoming. Wyoming is such a large state, but it's so depopulated that it has one fucking district. So it's the representative Liz Cheney. And your job as a representative, not as a senator, but as a representative in the House of Representatives, is to enact the wishes of the people you represent. Liz Cheney, on top of consistently insulting her constituents, actually actively went against the representative's job in terms of going against what her district wished her to do. So yes, it's true that she lost her seat because she was insufficiently loyal to Trump. It's also true that she lost her seat because she wasn't doing her fucking job. The people of Wyoming wanted her to do certain things, and she didn't. And I don't mean certain things as in illegal things, but she just consistently acted in a manner in her representative capacity that went against what the people of Wyoming wanted. And so the system says, okay, if your representative doesn't do what you want you to do, kick them out. And that's what they did. So
she consistently voted with the Dems on a lot of things. Went against the other Republicans and voted with the Dems. But I check now, a lot of people are surprised. Oh yeah, but guys, what did you expect? Look who her father is. I mean, there's no way that she was going to be a proper Republican in any case.
I was going to say,
there's just no way.
As a libertarian, there's a third reason I'm glad she's gone, in that she is one of the biggest neocon warmongers that have ever fucking lived.
Even worse than Dick Cheney.
If there's one thing that Liz Cheney loved, it was fucking interventionist policies overseas and pointless bloodletting wars that profited her and her corporate pals. That's what Liz Cheney loved.
Yeah, that she should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah.
Damn. But hey, talk about you saying that you're being a libertarian, Botan. But what are your thoughts on? It looks like the Libertarian Party went through some transformation I'm
we
liking
covered
it.
this. We covered this already on a previous episode. So what happened
Oh,
was
okay.
there was out, but we'll go through a summary of
You
it.
got him
So,
started again now, Dumo.
so what happened was what
Sorry.
we called the Reno Reset. So the Reno Reset was the in Reno, Nevada, the electoral sort of internal electoral thing of the Libertarian Party, and over the last couple of years, there was a faction within the Libertarian Party which I would say is more the type of libertarian that I am. So and they call themselves the Mises Caucus. So they focused on things on the politics and economics by people like Ludwig von Mises, Murray Rothbard, and of course my personal hero Hans Hermann Hoppe.
Yes,
So,
I love that guy's the man. I'm reading his book right now. Sorry to interrupt there.
which one?
Hans Hoppe, The Great Fiction. Hoppe
Okay.
is amazing. Hans Hermann Hoppe is flipping good. He's got
Yeah, we're
brilliant
trying to get
ideas.
him to our campus this year. It's going to be amazing while he's still alive. So basically, they're that sort of faction of libertarians. So basically, they're focused on just simple things like sort of Austrian economics. They're focused on liberty, but liberty attached to personal responsibility. It's not the sort of Lolbert libertarians you're used to online. The sort of also the sort of Lolberts that are basically just Democrats light or whatever. They're actually
Levels
focused
of
on
fat naked guys.
yeah, like no more fat naked guys on the stage with chicken buckets on their head. No more arguing over autistic arguments over, oh, do we really need driver's licenses or that kind of shit. They're focused on that sort of libertarianism, and so they obviously are. I mean, honestly, if I'm being quite frank, I think a lot of the Libertarian Party up until recently was just run by Lolberts libertines, which are technically a type of libertarianism, but just the sort of I get to do whatever I want, Democrats light sort of libertarians, and it was run by Lolberts libertines and basically sock dems, social democrats pretending to be libertarians. That's who was running the Libertarian Party, and so the Reno Reset occurred, and people like Angela McArdle, comedian Dave Smith, they took over the party, and so they said, okay, enough of this shit. This is embarrassing. It's been embarrassing for far too many years, and we're going to make people proud to call themselves libertarians again. And yeah, they effectively cleaned out the party and took over from within, and now they're on the warpath, and I love it.
Same here. I'm also loving it as well. I mean, talking about, as you guys call the Lolberts, I mean, I refer to them as the left-leaning libertarians. Yeah, they like, I'm not gonna get into this argument of saying, oh, they're not real libertarians, but they're just not helping libertarianism at all, because
the
I've
stereotype. They're not helping the stereotype.
Exactly.
Well, I use the term Lolbert because there are some genuinely brilliant libertarian left people who I respect and I admire personally and for their thing. But being frank, the majority of Lolberts come from the libertarian left. Let's just be honest.
That is true.
Real libertarian hasn't been tried, bro.
I mean, especially when I hear conservatives, right, when they criticize libertarianism, they would criticize the caricature of these left-leaning libertarians, or you'd say, well, most of them being Lolberts, and that's the problem. And look, I'm not going to mention names of critics of those, but I think you guys know who they are. And what happens is that their criticism really doesn't cut deep, because like when you listen to their criticisms, it's so shallow, right, and so pathetic that sometimes you even look at it and you think, is it really even worth responding to this guy? Because he's not even getting into the crux of it. All he's doing is just talking about how he hates some libertarians that, participate in debaucherous activities and talk about driving licenses and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, this is not even it. It's not even like the core essence of it. And I you know what? I even refrain from even commenting on it, because it feels like I'm wasting my time doing it. Just Just saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you see, there's another thing that bothers me a bit, because you've got your progressives, your libertarians, and then people that call themselves conservatives. But I can't remember who's it that stated. I think it was Rahman. All that the conservatives are is progressives in slow motion, because they're not really conservative. All they're doing is they want to conserve how things are now.
Oh, that's been a common phrase online for a while.
Yeah, I mean, then they squeal a bit, and then things move along, and then next year they want to conserve what we have. They never really conserve anything. They just try and slow down the progressivists as much as they can, without exerting too much effort.
It's fair. I would say also, but conversely, on the other side, you have like the people who go way too hard on the trad life shit. Have you seen that? Like, I don't know if you also have seen this, like trad wives. They're all now in like sundresses and all this shit. And,
that's fit posting.
Like, yeah, it's fit, like, and Oaks are now fetishizing trad wives and all that. I'm like, okay, guys, like, we get it. You want a submissive waifu to come home to every day and blah blah blah.
It's like, that one meme? Nothing turns a feminist into a housewife as quickly as a draft.
That is harsh. Jeepers.
It's true. If you tell them to sign up and go fight in the Middle East, you see how quickly they're not feminists anymore.
It's true though. Oh, by the way, shout out Tulsi Gabbard, who Venmo'd Nancy Pelosi $600.01 to force the IRS to audit her.
But do you really think they're gonna go out and do that? And what is it? Investigator. I don't know. I mean, the IRS, FBI.
I mean, they won't. But it's the fact that she had the gall to do the shitpost that earns my respect. Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't think Pelosi is sober enough to realize if she got audited.
Oof.
She or her husband, for that matter.
Yeah.
Did you guys check the Sam Harris interview with trigonometry? Yes, he's getting a bunch of rightfully deserved flack for that.
What?
Did you check
trigonometry?
Ooh. No, he went on trigonometry. You know trigonometry. There's two British chaps that also have like a podcast video interview thing that they do. Quite good. I like it. But they had Sam Harris on there, and he was like, he doesn't care what Hunter Biden did. It could have been a bunch of dead kids in his basement. You leave that alone and you sort out Trump first. He basically said that the Democrats could do whatever the fuck they want to. Doesn't matter. You must just keep Trump out of office. But he went like balls to the wall with that stance. It is just, and everybody's sitting there like, okay, Sam, where has your mind gone? Did you listen to yourself?
Sam Harris, even though I disagree with him on a lot, is normally a very more nuanced person than that.
Oh, no, the TDS has beaten him to a pulp, dude. Yeah, the TDS got him bad.
I remember in 2016 when he spoke about Trump, it almost seems like Sam Harris decided to take his brain and put it in his back pocket and just talk. That's how it felt.
You really drank the Kool-Aid on that one. He went. Yeah. Yes, he went. You really completely lost the plot. Completely. I mean, like literally, there could have been a bunch of dead kids in Hunter Biden's basement. Doesn't matter. He's not the president. His dad is. I'm like, what?
Wow, that's pretty rough.
You serious? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll have to look that up. That is wild. But I think I've realized that TDS kind of breaks people in two ways. There's the Sam Harris way, but there's also the other way where you're like just all in for the man no matter what, and just like anything that's like TDS has broken a lot of people in two different directions. Actually, it's possible to break people in different directions on that, and so yeah,
it's kind of like vegetarianism for politics.
Vegetarianism for politics.
Like, have you guys heard of that vegan teacher?
No.
Which one? It's probably some libs of TikTok then, isn't it?
No. It's an actual. There's like this skinny old lady, looks very sickly, obviously. But she calls herself the vegan teacher. She actually kicked her son out of her house because he ate one chicken nugget.
Vegan teacher. I'm actually looking it up right now. I guarantee. Okay, I don't know what she does, but I guarantee you she's probably on libs of TikTok.
Probably, but that's what she does. That's all she does is like promotes veganism, and well, not so much promote veganism than bash people that eat meat and use dairy products and shit like that. I mean, she actually kicked her son out of her house because he ate one chicken nugget. That's about the equivalent of some people's TDS as well.
Yeah, bro. She does not.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Probably like 35.
She doesn't. She looks a little sickly though.
Let's see.
Like I said,
Google right now and see.
Oh.
But
57.
But it's one of those weird things. Like, yeah, like you said, with the Trump issue, like sort of splits. Majority of the people either split one side on either side of the fence. There's not that many people that are like just looking rationally at the situation. And it's weird how you get a lot of issues like that, where people are just like with the Roe v. Wade thing, and yeah, people just go mental with it, absolutely mental with it.
I still that whole thing, like, it's still always hilarious to me. People like, the majority of Americans support Roe v. Wade being in place. I'm like, no, yes, but why do they support it being in place? And the reason why is because the majority of Americans think Roe v. Wade is what makes abortion possible. No, it is not. You had the ability to get an abortion long before Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. What it does is it is a federal level mandate forcing states from top-down power to allow abortions up to a certain point, as opposed to what points they would locally, as the people, sort of allow.
Endorse,
and so, I mean, I know there's a lot of libertarians who are pro-choice. I think that even the pro-choice libertarians should have supported striking down Roe v. Wade, aside from the fact that it is a awful piece of legislation. Like, it was, from a legal standpoint, it was awfully decided.
It was an awful judgment.
Awful judgment. But beyond that, it means that you now devolve power down to a local level, which is something all libertarians of all stripes should be in support of. And even in fairly red states like Florida, there's still a 15-week abortion ban. You can get one up to 15 weeks, which is 3 months in, people. A third of the damn way to the baby, you can still get.
But I kind of get this. I kind of get the feeling it's people outside of America that's more worried about it than the people inside of America.
Oh no, people inside of America are. Like, try getting on a dating app here now. Try. I guarantee.
There was this one guy in Canada.
We'll make a video where I'm just flipping through like shit on dating apps here. Like, I guarantee you'll see so much Roe v. Wade shit.
Oh, yeah, but that's a tainted pool. But different topic. But I saw this guy in Canada, a Canadian guy, which should say a lot. But in any case, he actually went and got a vasectomy, and he documented his whole fucking journey thing. And this is now, he's encouraging other guys to do it, so to sort of like counteract the whole Roe v. Wade being overturned. At first I'm like, okay, dude, you're in Canada. It doesn't really affect you at all. And secondly, are you nuts? This guy's young. He's like 25 years old or something.
Yeah.
Jeez, that is just... That is like, but he's not even like. What just surprises me is that the guy is in America.
Really?
Well, he's in Canada.
He's a Canadian. He's a Canadian living in Canada.
I don't know anymore, guys.
Like, that's just you can't say anything. It's just like really?
What?
No.
Yeah.
Out of order.
I really think some people live in a totally different reality to the rest of us.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. But anyway, we're coming up on a good hour. So, Duo, is there anything else you want to bring up before we start moving to close out?
Nothing. Oh, I mean, I wanted to finish my points on YouTube. Just wow.
Yeah, let's go. I thought you were gonna say that I'm coming on your show now, but okay. Yeah, let's go.
Oh yeah. We're gonna
Susan
go.
Wojcicki's
I was getting there.
Wine Mom experiment. Yeah.
So as I said, validation markers didn't help us, hurts our perception. So what I decided to do is just put all our content on our website. Just makes better sense that way. People judge it a bit differently, and I'm already seeing that already. Like guys coming on, disagreeing, but they're like, "Hey, we love the show" and stuff like that. So it's gaining traction in that way. So YouTube, bye bye YouTube. That's what I wanted to just finish off with. And yes, you are also coming on the Man Patreon podcast next week. So that means I'm going to have to. Yeah, it's been squashed. But obviously,
which day? Will have to be a specific day because I will not be available on Saturday because the Florida State is playing football on Saturday. So.
Oh, flip. I'll try get something. I'll try get something in for. I'm just trying to see now.
Friday.
Not next week Saturday. I can do Friday evening. Yeah.
Or something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll do Friday evening my time. It's not a problem, but we'll figure it out. We'll get something. Because I don't think I'm going anywhere. So why not Friday evening? Yeah, I can do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right then, Martin. You got anything, or are we wrapping this up?
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up.
Well, it's been fun, gents, and I will see you oaks next time.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.